Well, good evening, good evening. This is Laura coming to you with another short video. How are you guys surviving this shut-in? How are you guys surviving? How's everybody doing out there? I just wanted to check in with you guys today and see how everyone was surviving. You know, this shut-in is becoming very difficult, for some people. Not everyone is accustomed to operating out of isolation or operating from quarantine or shut-in. But you know what? One thing about us as targeted individuals and as survivors of gang stalking, guess what? We know a little something about isolation. We know a little something about shut-ins. We know something about loneliness. And so a lot of us, we've been operating this way for years, so it's nothing new to us, either by choice or forced into it. And so just think of it like this. Everything that's happening in the world today, if we look at it from a different perspective, we have been groomed for such a time as this. We have been groomed to be a beacon of light for those that are struggling with loneliness, for those that are struggling with isolation, for those that are struggling day to day with dealing with the shut-in. And I really don't know if it makes a difference, if you're experiencing the shut-in alone, or if it makes it better to experience it with somebody, family, friends, kids, significant other. What do you guys think about that? In your experience of isolation, social distancing, loneliness, do you find that it has made a difference to go through it alone, or does it help to bear this burden with someone else? Let me know what you think about this in the comments section. But this is something that I want to do. I want us to be a survivor guide or survival guide for those that are finding it really difficult to make it through these tough times of isolation. And so what I want us to do, in the comment sections below, I want you to leave 1 to 3 tips on how you're making it through the shut-in, or how over the years that you've managed to make it through isolation, make it through periods of loneliness. What are 1 to 3 tips that you would give to someone that's listening, someone that stumbles upon this video, someone that's finding it very difficult? What are 1 to 3 tips that you would give to them on how to survive? And so if you don't want me to mention your tips or your name in the next video that I make, put a hashtag do not mention, okay? Let's be that beacon of light. Let's be that beacon of light. Let's take what we've learned. Let's take the wisdom that we have, and let's now emerge as those that are ready and willing to help others. We know something about this, and we've done some things that has helped us to cope, that has helped us to emerge differently in the world. Some of us, we have emerged from this loneliness, this isolation, this social distancing. This has been something that we've been through for years, but we've emerged better, stronger, wiser. We have some tips that we can give the world that will help them do the same. My friend, people need us, surviving something like this, it's mental. It's mental. It takes mental stamina to live in isolation for more than a couple of days. So all of this is about, the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And so how can we help the world? How can we equip them to make it through this? And so I'm going to start off with my 4 tips on this video. And then on the next video, if you want me to mention your name and your 1 to 3 tips, please feel free to leave it in the comment sections below. And so the first one on my survival guide tip for surviving a shut-in is pray daily. Daily. As soon as I open my eyes, I say a prayer. And in that prayer, first of all, I start off with gratitude, and then I pray for all of my loved ones, family, friends, and anyone that's been impacted by the coronavirus. Number 2 on my list, tip number 2, is that I read or I watch something or I listen to something that uplifts my spirit. As I mentioned before, this right here, it's all mental stamina. It's going to take mental stamina to survive isolation for more than a couple of days. And so we need something to daily improve our minds, whether it's listening to motivational speaking, listening to a song, watching a movie that, that stimulates our mind. Something to stimulate and improve the mind and keep the mind strong. Because as Joyce Meyer says, where the mind goes, the man follows. And so there's no need to, go into a deep depression or a deep sadness or anxiety or feel hopeless or helpless or to give up or to have a downcast spirit. With social media, there's so many things out there that we can do to uplift our minds and keep our minds strong and sharp during this time. Number 3, I try to move my body, and we can move our bodies all kinds of ways, whether it's through exercise, going out for a few minutes, taking a walk, walking our pets if we have them, dancing around the house, plugging in an exercise video or watching an exercise video on social media. So we got to move our bodies, move the body. Find some kind of way to get that body moving, not just sit still all day, but get up and move that body. Our bodies were meant to move. So that's tip number 3. Number 4 is humor. Find something to laugh about. Even in the most dire situations, we can apply humor, and humor can help us get through it. And so I want to ask you guys, have you laughed today? Have you laughed today? Okay, so leave your 1 to 3 tips in the comment section. If you don't want me to mention it, do a hashtag do not mention, and I won't say anything. I won't mention your name. I won't mention your tips. But let's be that beacon of light. Let's help our fellow man that's out there struggling. Let's show the world how strong we are and how strong we have become. And let's just show the world what we're made of as a community. Remember, we were groomed for such a time as this. And everything that we've been through, it's time for us to come forward now as that shining light, as a light for others, to be that much needed help, to teach the lessons from where we've been and what we've been through, and to show the world the wisdom, what we've learned, and to make an impact on the world and to make a difference in the lives of others. Because, my friend, people, they are struggling out there. This has been very difficult. This is a very difficult time. So I look forward to mentioning your tips on the next video. If you're listening to this video and this is your first time joining me, please make sure to take a moment to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share this video. To all of my subscribers, those who've been with me for a while, make sure to stay strong, to stay healthy, and to stay blessed. And as always, until we meet again, bye-bye, my friends.